What's up? It's Leaf with Freeskier back in the Gear Lab, and today we have a pretty cool collection of Nordica skis. We have 3 from the Unleashed line on my right, and then we have 1 from the Enforcer series on my left. And the pretty cool thing, before we dive into the details of each ski, is that these 3 skis right here could just be your quiver for the season. They each fill their own role, and they do a really good job at it. You probably could interchange the Unleashed 108 and the Enforcer 104 depending on your ski style, but these 3 skis are basically all the 3 skis you need for an entire season of skiing. Starting with the ski closest to my right here, this is the Nordica Unleashed 98 CA. You've probably seen the Nordica Unleashed 98 because it's been around for a few years, but this ski is brand new this season, and the CA basically means that this ski has no metal in it. It's wood and carbon, and unlike many of the other Unleashed skis that have metal in it, this is kind of in its own realm. And I think it's great for 2 reasons. The first reason is the Unleashed series is a unisex series of skis, and with kind of the 108 and the 98, they have metal in them, so they're definitely a little bit more burly, a little bit more damp, and require a little bit more energy while you're skiing. But this ski, having no metal in it, is really gonna open up the range of skiers that can ski the Unleashed line of skis. So this ski obviously has a bunch of tip rocker, some camber underfoot, and a bunch of tail rocker. So it's kind of that free ride, freestyle, all mountain ski that we see a lot of these days. But having no metal in the ski really opens it up to lighter skiers, particularly women who weren't able, who didn't like the feeling of a really burly 98mm ski. The other benefit of a wood and carbon ski is that this thing is way better at presses and butters and jibs than the 98 is. The 98, people love it in the park because it's super precise and super damp and kind of lets you get away with some sketchy landings where you kind of have to pull yourself out. You won't wash out as much. But this ski, having no metal in it, is just going to be a lot more buttery. It's going to be a lot more playful. It's kind of reminiscent of the Soul Rider that was super popular for Nordica kind of in 2013 and over the last decade, really. Shout out Kieran McFay if you know what I'm talking about. Anywho, this ski really is a great addition to the Unleashed series because it allows you to ski this thing in the park if your park style is more butters, more presses, that more swervy, jibby style of skiing. And then the other thing is too, it's just a really great all-around fun, all-mountain kind of freestyle ski if you're a little bit more of an intermediate skier. In the middle here, we have the Nordica Unleashed 108. So this has kind of been the standard for the Unleashed series. It's definitely the most versatile ski in the line. And at 108 underfoot and its kind of metal and wood construction with kind of that same free ride shape, so rocker in the tip, camber underfoot, and rocker in the tail, it is a precise big mountain free ride ski. What does that mean? So basically, you're gonna have a free ride shape. So you're gonna have a ski that has a relatively easy turn initiation. You're still gonna be able to kind of flick those tails around. You're gonna be able to ski it switch. It's a little bit more loose in the way that it wants to ski, but you have a bunch of metal in there. And so that metal is really, it doesn't really mess with the flex too much of the ski, but what it does help with is the dampness. Really, where you'll feel that is when you're skiing big mountain terrain, where, off-piste, where it's, not groomed or not powder. This ski does a really, really great job of kind of eating up all those bumps and not washing out or feeling chattery or loose when you're charging at high speeds in that type of terrain. So it's a really nice blend between like that free ride shape, like I was saying, but it's a lot more precise. It's a lot more predictable. You're not going to be, some of the softer big mountain skis, when you're going really fast and they're ton of tip and tail rocker and not a lot of metal, they're definitely loose. You're kind of skiing with a little bit of a surfy style, and this, you get the benefits of that shape, but it's a lot more burly and can handle a lot more energy. Finally, over here on the far right, we have the brand new Nordica Unleashed 120. Obviously, the Unleashed line also has a 114, and this ski is really just designed for deep snow skiing. It has a ton of tip rocker, a ton of tail rocker, a little bit of camber underfoot, but really this ski is designed to ski in powder deep days, deep snow, you know, maybe deep free ride events only. Like that's really where the ski shines. And it kind of has a mix between, because of the large tip and tail rocker and just like that more free ride shape, it is a surfy powder ski. But the ski also has a strip of metal in here. So it's surfy in the way that it skis, but with that little bit of metal in there, it just adds a little bit of dampness and a little bit of energy to it that can be skied a little bit faster. And so this ski is super duper engaging and super lively when you have it at speed and you're making a turn in POW, while it still can be very, very snappy, and you can snap out of turns and do big powder slashes and whatnot. And you know, I will say, like, we skied the ski a lot this season in Vail, and on those deeper days, like, everyone wanted to ski this thing because it is just so much fun. That's like the best way to describe it. It's also important to mention that there are some Unleashed skis that are in the lineup that are not mentioned here, but we think that these are the three most interesting in the lineup right now, kind of meeting that like playful all mountain ski, big mountain ski, and then powder. Over here though, we have the Enforcer 104. Previously, you probably would have known this ski as the Enforcer 104 Free. And when the Unleashed line came out, the Enforcer 104 Free and the Unleashed 108 really kind of held the same spot in the Nordica lineup as like a precise big mountain, kind of more free ride, freestyle style of ski. And so when they went and redesigned the Enforcer series a few years ago, they really differentiated these two skis from each other and made this ski align more with the Enforcer family. And what that means is that they beefed up the core, they dropped the tail rocker on the ski, and so now the ski is a lot more directional. It's a lot more chargy. It's not going to be for someone who is throwing tricks or kind of likes that snappy feel you get out of a more twin tip style of ski like you have on the Unleashed 108. This ski is really just designed to charge. It's unbelievably damp. It sets a super precise, nice turn, like literally no matter what terrain you're in. And it's just like really fun to ski, especially if you weigh a little bit more and like that, you know, chargy directional shape style ski. Like this ski is, there's nothing that will like make it shatter or make it like feel like it's loose or gonna like give out on you. It is just burly and built like a tank. Yeah, this is like one of my favorite skis on the market because I like that directional style of ski. It also is important to mention with the ski, like if you do like something a little bit softer or you're not as confident in like more difficult terrain, like this ski definitely can be a handful with the way you have to ski it. You got to be in the front of your boot, you got to be confident in your turns, but when you're there and when you're skiing it with a lot of speed, this thing absolutely rips. Thanks for joining me in the Gear Lab. My name is Leaf once again, and this has been kind of a comparison on some select skis from the Unleashed family on my right and the Enforcer family on my left, and I hope that this kind of gives you a little bit more contrast and detail on what each of these skis do. So when you're looking into possibly getting a pair, you kind of can compare and contrast them.